over here. Why bother? We have nothing to hide. There's no reason. Just show up. I'll tell you, I live in Maplewood, Missouri. There's no reason to go through all this. What I want to talk about today is something a little different. I'm interested in telling the story that's happened in this past year. Great. I want nothing more than to see constitutional conservatives win in November. But during that time, we have a lot of work to do in making the private sector and making this nation, bringing it back home. Because remember, we're the leaders of this country, not the politicians. And we are stewards of this movement. We are teachers. And so all of us have family members, friends, people who don't quite understand what's going on, but they're looking for answers. They're not the enemy. You see, I want in November to have an electoral victory, not to beat liberals, not to beat Democrats, but to raise the American spirit to where it belongs. So that when we confront our real enemies, Ahmadinejad, Kim Jong-il, Bashir in Sudan, we have a nation that's strong enough financially, spiritually, mentally, to do the job. You see, I heard certain people say, oh, well, you know, the Tea Party doesn't really stay together when it comes to social conservatism and fiscal conservatism and foreign policy. You know, it doesn't stay together on that, and I say that's nonsense. Why? Because the underlying foundation of all those factors is freedom. Okay. You see, I got involved in this movement not because I don't like a particular party or I do like a particular party, because I believe in the American experience. And our job is to lift the American experience by our efforts, by our toil, by the sweat of our brow. And on that subject, you know, I heard Arlen Specter on Fox Sunday say, well, you know, oh, you guys don't like Arlen? He used to be a Republican. Anyway, so, you know, he came with that same old tired line. Hey, you know, the Recovery Act, the stimulus package, saved the country from the Great Depression too. Hey, Arlen, let me help you out with a little bit of your economics. You know, I know you get paid good money, and I have a job. I move furniture, so on my off time, I actually study the facts, okay? Last year, the non-farm sector business productivity went up by 6.9%, okay? Manufacturing productivity went up 6.6%. Great numbers. What does that mean? It means you, all of you, did more with less. And you saved the country from the Great Depression. Not these goofy politicians that are saying, let's spend $800 billion so we have to borrow more from the Chinese. And just to finish up, I honestly believe that this goes beyond just fixing the government. I believe this is an opportunity. You know, I used to hang out in these streets in Clayton about 24 years ago, and the biggest thing that I was worried about was getting home before curfew. And I never in my life thought that I'd be involved in something so important, so monumental, and with all of you. And I consider all of you my very best friends, and I want to thank Dana and Bill and everybody for getting me involved. And one more real quick thing. There are things that we can do now. There's a State Sovereignty Act and there's a Healthcare Freedom Act. Find out how you can get involved in that. And I want to thank Brian Nieves, Jane Cunningham, Peter Kinder, and everybody, Tim Jones, and everybody who was involved in propelling that and giving us a chance to protect ourselves from these draconian measures and something that is basically trying to subordinate the private sector to the public sector. Because our backs hurt and we don't have enough aspirin to carry these guys anymore. Thank you very much.